Good morning, friends. Good afternoon, friends. I think I have a very weird thing with mornings and afternoons where I never know what time it is. Also, it's raining and very gloomy out. So it feels like it's morning. Oh, okay, bye. Okay. All right, guys, let me know when you're on episode 6. Oh my god. Talk beauty to me. I have some topics I want to talk about today. I feel like I need to actually just make a damn YouTube video on this, but I never make YouTube videos anymore. They take so much time to edit. I need like a professional editor that doesn't want to get paid right away. I don't have no money. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Ardith. Hello, Miss Peggy Jacobson. How are you? So, what is everybody's weekend stories? Did anybody go out for Mardi Gras? I didn't. I did not. It was so nice this weekend, though. We got a lot of things done, so I will say that. We got a lot of things done. I'm in a really... Hi, Donna. You're sleepy too. Did you have to work today, or did you have off today? Wait, no. Was it oh my god, this is so stupid. Was it last weekend that was a holiday on Monday, or was it this weekend, like today? It was like President's Day or something. Oh man, I don't even know. I live in my house. I don't get out of my house. I sound so stupid. Oh man, Peggy, can you win for me next time? I love the casino so much, but I get in so much trouble at the casino. I never go to the casino, but maybe like once, maybe twice a year. But when I go, I go. I have so much fun, but I spend way too much money. You got it? You got your order today. I'm melting the wax cube now. You'll have to let me know what you get. What scent did you get? Blueberry cheesecake? Or is that someone else that I'm thinking of? I work overnights and sleep all weekend. Last weekend. See? Man, when you are a hermit and you stay in your house, you don't understand what's happening in the world outside, including holidays. Including those there holidays. All right, hold on one second. This is going to go paused for 1 second. Hold on. Someone's calling me. I need to tell him not to. So sorry. I pushed ignore and then they called again. I'm like, I got stuff to be doing right now. Okay. So I've got a couple topics in my head, although I'm probably just going to write a blog on them because they're a little deeper topics than we usually talk about on here. But I do want to get into stuff like that. I want to get into like really talking about life and like talking about stuff like that I talk about on my blog page, My Modern Mind. I want to get into talking about stuff like that on top of like the beauty industry and stuff. And that's why I don't wear makeup on Mondays. Okay. Let's be clear. I don't wear makeup on a lot of days. So there's that. But that's why I get on camera with no makeup on Mondays, because this is reality. This is reality. I quit my contract position to focus on the... Oh! See, I didn't realize that. Okay. Well, how much money you win, boo? Oh, hey. Oh, that's my cat. Okay. You got your lashes today? Yes, get it. Girl. Did you try them on yet? It's funny, Carrie and Callie both got their orders today, and I'm just thinking, man, it's morning. Y'all got that, like, fast in the morning. No, Megan, it's afternoon. You just slept. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Maggie. Yeah. Oh, for sure, Peggy. I get that, girl. Definitely do. So sorry that I keep yawning. I don't know if I get a lot of sleep lately. $8,000. Man, what I could do with $8,000 right now. I'm so far in debt because of this divorce. It's so bad. So bad. Hey, Amy. How are you, my beautiful friend? So... Let's figure out what y'all want to talk about first, and then we'll go the route that I want to talk about, because mine's gonna get real long. And you know what? Actually, I don't even know that I want to talk about what I want to talk about because I just feel like it's going to ruffle some feathers and create this image that I probably don't need to create right now. But anyway, we'll figure that out. You're sick? That's not good. I'm not sick. I sound a little stuffy though. My allergies were acting up yesterday, but I think it's because it was super, super nice out and we cleaned the house yesterday. So I don't know if it's like the dust that got pulled up or if it's actually just because it was nice out yesterday and like things are truly starting to bloom. It's weird. This one is like, maybe I'll talk about it at some point, but I think I need some kind of structure on how I want to talk about it because it literally just popped in my head this weekend. I feel like, I don't know. I'll probably talk about it at some point. Say it like it is, she says. Say it like it is. Whew. Greer's allergies are bothering him too. Yeah, I know. I have bad allergies, so I get it. Allergy issues this morning too. It was so nice yesterday. I know, Carolyn. So maybe it is. Maybe he just had like this one nice spurt where everything was like, oh, we can bloom. You know? Structure can be a good thing. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Either the mailman has a big truck in there here or like the garbage truck is just taking forever today. Well, what do you guys want to talk about? Let's start this off by how we normally do things. Does anybody have any questions on the beauty topics? We definitely do these topics for beauty purposes, but I do want to... That's the garbage truck. I can't stop yawning. Oh my God. I can't stop. I have not been sleeping good lately. Spring was like, hey, just kidding. I know. It's funny you say that too because cat. She like got scared of the garbage truck. Oh, Brandon, I really, really hope that you can get over yourself for a minute and realize that the bullying is 100% not okay. I haven't blocked you yet because I just don't believe in blocking, but like, why come on here and call me a fake bitch the other day? Why do that? Do you think that's cool? Does that... You know what? This is what we're going to freaking talk about. I was going to talk about bullying today. I was going to talk about bullying and how not freaking cool it is. So let's do that. Brandon Sumner, he did it the other day on my page and he called me a fake bitch because I won an iPad. And I just want to say, like, why? So Brandon, without being rude, if you can come on here and just say, like, why you think I'm fake, I would actually really like to hear that because I think that is a topic of choice that I wanted to talk about today. That's one of the two topics of choice that I would like to talk about today. You can have your opinions on the company that I truly don't care about. I would rather you not do them on my page, but you're entitled to believe in what you want to believe in and have your opinions on things. Where, you know, obviously this is a free country. I don't care. I got opinions on stuff too, you know, whatever. But I don't go on people's business pages and do it. What I do want to ask you is how come you felt the need to call me a fake bitch on my page? Because I won an iPad. I want to know that. Like, I want to be like a psychologist to you right now. Like, why do you feel the need to harass people like that? Being a bully is very weak. So recently, this is kind of the topic I actually did want to go today, but I didn't want to ruffle any feathers. The other topic needs a lot of structure, so I'll save that for another day. Because I really had two topics today. One was bullying, and two had nothing to do with what just happened. It had everything to do with me, but I'm starting to think that psychologically I have a lot more disorders than I ever thought I did, and I want to put some structure to that because I'm finding out that the psychology brain in me is really digging deep in a lot of things lately, and I'm picking apart certain personality disorder traits, if that's what they are, and it all stems back to the PTSD that I suffered from the abuse that I dealt with. So the psychological brain of mine wants to dig deeper in that recently, but that needs more structure. Oh, girlfriend. I know you're a guy, but girlfriend. I don't deal with bullying. If you knew me personally, you would understand that I have a strong hate for bullies. And as someone who was bullied my entire life, I don't agree with the bullying at all. I have purposely stayed out of all of that. So I'm not sure. Do not harass my downlines. I really wish I knew what you were talking about. Man, if you could just go into my team page, you'd be like, oh, I am completely wrong. But you know what? To each their own. It's whatever. I'm not going to block you. But here's the thing. Like, do you sleep well at night knowing that you hurt people like that? I'm not going to block you for that. I mean, I'll probably block you after this. Don't you worry, boo-boo. But I just want to have a legit conversation. I don't care. Amen. Here's the thing. Let's take that off the table. All right, Brandon, I'm going to take all that off the table right now. Take that off the table. Hey, get back. All right, lay down. Take me off the table. Take your company off the table. Take any relationship that you had with anybody off the table. Do you think bullying's okay? Like, do you sleep well at night knowing that you hurt someone? I'm just curious. I'm honestly just curious. So the reason that I wanted to talk about this is because recently a past bully of mine has kind of slid back into my life. Hey, Heather. Has slid back into my life. And it was interesting because I have become very open in talking about bullying recently in regards to what it's done to me, okay? Or what it the effect that it's had on me. So when I was younger, you guys are very sweet. No need to get defensive with it, though. It's whatever. It clearly doesn't bother me. But I appreciate you guys. When I was younger, like I said, I've become more open about this recently because it was something that had I felt really attacked by when I was younger. And I kept it kind of under wraps because I didn't want to make that big of a deal about it. But I was bullied a lot in middle school when I was younger. And I recently wrote a big blog about this. And I haven't published it yet because I don't necessarily want this out there right this very second, so I won't go into too many details. Bullying 100% is not okay. You're incredibly correct. Okay, Brandon, I understand that you think that and that's your perception, but why are you on my video saying that? Because I never did that to you. So you can't lump me in that bunch. And to be honest, I don't think other people did that to you either, but that's just my opinion. You know, we're keeping the opinions out. I'm bringing in the facts. Fact is, I didn't do that, so whatever. So, exactly, Miss Megan, exactly. Thank you so much. I'm open about this and hoping that, you know, at some point, someone can hear what I talk about and relate it to something that has happened in their life, such as Megan Hamilton right here. Thank you. That really, really, really makes me feel like I do a good job at what I do. But here's the thing. So, as I said, I had this happen to me back in middle school. There were some rumors that got spread about something, the most ridiculous rumor that got spread. But what ended up happening was that particular rumor that got spread hurt me so bad in middle school that it continued through the year that I graduated high school and on and on and on to this day. I got the hiccups. To this day, as a 32-year-old woman, I can't walk out my house without wearing makeup on because of that thing that happened when I was little, because someone labeled my skin as disgusting to where now I feel that I can't walk out of my house without makeup on. So with that story said, someone recently read one of my makeup posts saying that and basically said that, you know, what really is bullying? Is bullying what you're saying? Or are those just kids being kids? You know, all kids this day and age kids are cruel. Kids are very cruel. And I'm not saying that's right at all. But she's saying, is it really bullying, Megan? Or was it just kids being kids picking on you? Because bullying to me, she said, was something that is like long lasting and like physical harm to someone. And she didn't think that that's what bullying was. So I sat there for a second, really turned off by this. And I sat there for a second and thought to myself, well, how dare you say that because you were the one that started that rumor. I didn't say that to this person, but I was just like so mind blown by that, thinking like, how dare you say that? How dare you question what happened to me when you were the one doing it? You know, and it kind of blew my mind for a second. I was very, very turned off by it. And then I started thinking more on their level in a sense. And I thought, okay, well, let's do that. Maybe people really don't understand the reasoning for bullying, being picked on, being mean to other people, making fun of people. Like, maybe there is a fine line. So where do you find that difference? What is the difference between making fun of someone and bullying someone? Where is that fine line? And to me, I couldn't figure that out. So I've sat here long and hard and I wrote a blog and I did some research and I'm like, honestly, maybe there is a fine line between those two, but who's to say that just because this one person is getting picked on and people are being mean and making fun of them, and then here's this other kid being bullied, what makes this person's a bigger deal than this person? Because at the end of the day, they're both hurt children. And here you have someone 20 years later who still can't walk out of their house because of what you said to them back in middle school. So if what you are saying, you said to this person, this child, making fun of someone, and you're saying that that's just okay because that's what kids do, but ultimately it led them to have a 20-year no confidence streak. Does that make you sleep better at night because you just labeled yourself as a non-bully? Do you see what I'm saying? So just because you're telling yourself, oh, that wasn't bullying, that was just someone picking on someone, does that make you sleep better at night? Because at the end of the day, it's still wrong. You hurt a 13-year-old child so much that she is fucked for life because of that. And I know there are bigger instances where bullying was really, really bad versus kind of bad versus someone getting picked on is worse than the next. I know that. And I know my situation is nowhere near what other situations were, but it definitely had that much of an effect on me that it still hurts me to this day. So my question to you guys, I guess, is, do you guys see where I'm coming from, first of all? My question to you guys is there a difference between bullying, being picked on, just being mean to someone? Is there a difference? Maybe, because in my head, I guess what I'm trying to say is I think that there is a difference, but what I'm trying to say is regardless, it's not okay. Because you could pick on this 13-year-old and this 13-year-old is going to feel bad. You know, she or he is going to feel bad and you're going to hurt them. You're going to hurt their feelings. You're going to hurt their morale. Okay. Maybe it just lasted for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 2 weeks. I don't care. But then you have the bully. Maybe they lasted for 2 days, 3 weeks. I don't care. What is that fine line? If that lasted in that 12, 13-year-old's brain for that long a time, whether that's technically bullying or being picked on or whatever, just because there was no physical harm, that person still has a lifelong of mental issues now because of that. So what makes that okay is, I guess, do you guys see where I'm going with this? Thank you, Peggy. Bullying by definition, seek, charm, intimidate. Yep. Cricket, Versace. Wait, I am with a company called Reveal and Rain Beauty. Amen, Candy. Depends on the person and what they... It depends on the person and what they call bullying and what they're okay with. Well, see, yeah, and that's my thing, though. So, like, it depends on the person and what they consider bullying. Right. But I still think that regardless of the situation, if it's bullying or harassment or just making fun of somebody, like it was me when I was 13, you know, regardless of what you want to say is that definition, is it okay, though? I don't know that it is. And because this came full circle for me this past weekend with a bully from my past, that's what made me start thinking about it. And I'm just thinking like how dare you, for one, think that that was okay? Like, it's almost like you're trying to cover your tracks just to make yourself sleep better at night, you know? And I'm just thinking like, it's not okay. Why can't people just be kind? Exactly. We look at it in the school system and it's an ongoing situation, then it's bullying. If it's a one-time thing, we set them down and talk them through. Makes sense. Makes sense. With my particular situation, it definitely didn't last too long. The initial thing that happened, it definitely didn't last too long. But because it was a rumor, it kept spreading. So what this one person may have only lasted 1 or 2, 3 days, the person that started it, the everlasting effects lasted longer because it was a rumor that got spread. And y'all know how rumors start in a small town. Let me just say that. They all start and they blow up. So, everlasting effect happened for multiple years. Yes, it did, because of that rumor. So, in my mind, that was bullying. If it really truly was just being picked on, okay, so be it. But the fact is that it created this everlasting effect on a 13-year-old who is now 32, who still defines her face as ugly because of what was said. You know what I mean? Brandon, we're not talking about the jewelry and makeup right now. I don't understand what I told you. Keep the company out of this. That's so rude. Again, why do that, honey? Why? Sorry, I'm catching up on these. Amen. I'm not ignoring anybody, Brandon. I'm literally scrolling through here because there's this thing that had to get out of my brain first. So calm down, okay, sweetheart? I don't know why you target me. Like, literally, I didn't do nothing. Okay, now I'm at the end. Oop. Oh, I read that. Anyway, that was one of the topics that I wanted to talk about today. Well, my problem was at the time, Edie, was I was only 13 and I didn't really know how to handle situations like that. I didn't really know how to handle being made fun of from a couple people at that time that then spread like wildfire to a bunch of people. So in all honesty, the only person who knew that this was happening was my high school guidance counselor, who overheard that I wanted to kill myself off of it. I haven't been suicidal in a very long time. In all honesty, even back in middle school, I was not suicidal. I think that I just had just said at one point, like, I wish that I die because I'm ugly and people don't like that. And I think it kind of just, someone took that out of context and thought, oh, Megan's suicidal. So my guidance counselor was really the only one who knew that when it was happening. Because, you know, when you're 13, some people have that ability to stand up for themselves, but I sure didn't. You know, I was kind of a very fragile human back then. I mean, I still am pretty fragile, but I was kind of a really fragile human back then. And I guess I was going through my parents' divorce at the time, and then my mom got remarried and had another baby. There was a lot of like emotion going on. And like the last thing I even knew how to do was stick up for myself, you know? I mean, I can now, but like not when I was 13. Yeah, but Brandon, here's the thing. I asked you if you would stop and you didn't. So if you can't be nice, I guess is the best way to put this. If you can't be nice, don't say anything at all. Take a word from Bambi. You are hurting someone's income by being on here right now. And I understand that you're mad. I understand that you're upset. But why target someone who literally had nothing to do with anything towards you? If you say one more thing about the company, I will block you, okay? I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm sorry that you felt that you were mistreated. But I wasn't the one who did any of that to you. So again, with the bullying, the harassment, all of that, I really would love for you to take 1 or 2 steps back, and realize the bigger picture on this, because what I did to you is nothing, okay? And I don't deserve that kind of treatment either, Brandon. So if you could, once again, I asked you nicely to not bring up my company in this, because my company is what pays my bills, okay? And I'll be damned if you're gonna hurt that for me. So I asked you nicely. I'll ask you one more time. If you do that again, I will block you, and I will have no shame in doing that. I don't block people for any reason, really. So don't be an asshole, is basically what it comes down to. Yeah, like, just be kind. I guess I feel like I think so differently than most people in that sense. But, like, literally, I don't understand why people have to be bullies. Kids are so cruel. I mean, I guess that's just this day and age, right? It's hard as a teen on what to do when you're being bullied, harassed. It makes you feel alone, especially. Exactly. And I came from a small school, so when, like, and I'm talking, like, I graduated with 60 kids, you know, so when one person talks, they all talk. And then it all of a sudden feels like they're ganging up on you. And I just, that was hard as a 13-year-old to deal with, especially as an awkward 13-year-old, because I was an awkward kid. I'm still an awkward human. Okay, but Brandon, again, that wasn't me though. So why pick at me? Oh, Caitlin, I'm so sorry, honey. Bully. Oh, there's another Caitlin. Hi, Caitlin. It takes so much energy being mean. Like, being nice is just so much easier. Man, that's a great quote. That's a great quote. You know, and part of the reason why I don't really give in to a lot of this, you know, when you get like trolls coming on your page, or you get people who just want to talk crap about you, you know, when you put yourself in that position to have a following on social media, you have to be open to that. 100% I'm open to that. But what I don't and will never do is give in to that. Because what it takes me, you know, if someone posts something, let me think of an example. Someone posted one time, this is a very slim example. Someone posted one time that they thought I was a transgender because I have, I guess, very good jaw lines and cheekbone. I don't know. Maybe they were just making it up, whatever. But someone told me that they thought I looked like a transgender. Now that could have immediately triggered my brain to being picked on, being bullied, whatever, right? In my mind, I could have got defensive and I could have been a keyboard warrior back to them, but I didn't. I didn't care, because the amount of time that it takes me to write out that damn, you know, comment, 10 minutes of my life, that's gone. And I'm sorry, but I got a business to build, okay? I got a book to write. 10 minutes, I'll never get back. And that's just 10 minutes in that first little comment. And then they're gonna get defensive. Then you're gonna get defensive again. And they're gonna get defensive again. And blah, 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 blah. I got a book to write. I ain't about to deal with that. You know, so when bullies and stuff like this happens, I just think to myself, like, you're the bigger person. Let it go. Be like Disney and let it go. You know? Brandon, I didn't even know who you were. I'd like to see those screenshots, because I didn't even know who you were. Oh, man. This is news to me, honey. Hey, Marie. We're just talking about, like, you know, my Talk Beauty to Me segments. We're just talking about my book coming out and the bullying that I dealt with back when I was in middle school. And I recently wrote a blog on kind of getting a little bit more in depth with the bullying that I dealt with back in middle school. And I wrote it this weekend because something kind of triggered my brain to write it. So it's kind of just been on my mind recently. I didn't publish this blog yet. I'm gonna wait until the book is published to put it in as one of those, but it's just kind of been on my brain recently. Oh, girl, I can't wait to get it out. There's a couple things that I need to do with it yet. I would say it's about 75% written so far. I need to write just a little bit more on it. And there's Ivy. hell are you playing with? There's about 25% more that needs to be written. I kind of got to structure the ending to all come full circle. I think that I've come up with a publishing plan, so I'm probably going to self-publish. Probably. I was pretty 50-50 on going with a publisher versus non-publisher. I think that I'm going to go the self-publishing route because I have my self-help page platform. I think that I can hopefully do all the marketing for it myself. But with that said, that's still expensive, so I do have to save up that money, and I'm still trying to get my grandma to France for the France trip, if you guys didn't know about that, on top of still going through this $30,000 divorce. So I have a goal to get it out by the end of the year. Will that happen? I don't know yet. It's going to probably come down to money at some point. There's nothing to pre-order yet. Maybe at some point I'll put some kind of pre-order thing in play, but I don't know what or how that'll look. I'm going to need a signed copy. You're funny. I always tell my kids and my grandkids, tell them, thank you for making me the center of your world today because your world is so small and I'm into bigger things. I've always said, like, thank you for being that obsessed with me. Like, that just shows that you have so much going on in your life, right? Right. If us pre-ordering helps with all the marketing costs, let us help. Yeah, I've kind of signed, not shined. I kind of like shined. Kind of liked it being shiny and pretty. But I can do that for you, though. Yeah, I've kind of gone back and forth on that. I know there's, like Kickstarter programs where you can kind of like pre-sell your book and use that money to kind of get it released. But I just don't like going down those routes. I don't like doing GoFundMe things and all that stuff. I don't know. I guess I've just always been that type of person that I do things on my own, and I've always done things on my own, and I've always made it work. And I don't like asking for help for stuff like that. Now, with that said, when the time comes, if I guess if I 100% do need it, maybe, I've thought about it. I've tossed the idea around. It's just, I don't know. I don't love the idea. I don't hate it. I don't love the idea though. I just like to do things on my own, especially when it comes to books like this, because they are so personal. It's literally my personal blogs. It's me, it's not just a fiction novel. It's me. It's what I have lived through. It's what I have been through. It's that raw, real connection. And I don't necessarily feel like I want people's money to make that happen, Don't make all of us who adore you start a GoFundMe page. I appreciate that. I really do. I just don't want it. I don't want it at all. I just, like I said, I want to do things on my own because this book was me on my own. So there's that. As if they help. I know, right? Right. Brandon says, Megan. Brandon. What's up? You help all of us. It's like free therapy. Well, and I've said it for a long time. I say it to people who meet me in person, who tell me their stories, and I'll say it probably till the day that I die. A lot of you tell me that I help you guys so much, but there is, in fact, turning the table. You guys help me. It has become so therapeutic for me to get my stories out and help you guys, but it's helping me so much in that process too. Like, I feel like I've just grown so much as a person because of what I've written and what I've gone through and coming clean with a lot of it and just getting it out. Because for a long time, the only people who knew what was really happening was this girl right here. It was this girl right here, and it's so hard when people know, like, okay, for the abuse, for instance, people know you suffered from abuse, but nobody knows the in-depth detail. And that if you get it on paper, you might be able to help 10 people, you might be able to help 50 people, you might be able to help 5 million people. And just to get it out of my head and on paper was so therapeutic to begin with, let alone knowing that it helped that many other people. You're my twin of a human, so here for you whenever you need it. I appreciate that. Okay, Brandon, I'm gonna have to block you now because this is a very, very personal thing. I dealt with severe abuse. And if you want to say Cry a River, Drama Fest, I'm going to have to say a big fuck you, because that is really, truly a very, very rude statement to say to someone who just got out of an abusive marriage and had to walk out on that. So I'm going to have to block you at this point. I saw you evolve when you had your leggings page. It was, yeah. It's taken a lot to get here. So this is a serious question because I'm genuinely curious. If you get up and big, would you stop this company and work for your book? I'd stay as long as I possibly could. I have loved this company since the beginning. This company is what started my platform, and I know that a bazillion percent. Also, I've grown so close to my team that I just don't want to stop. It's not, right now, this is my only income and what pays my bills. But at some point, like you said, if this book does go big, obviously that's what's going to pay my bills. I wouldn't need this company, but I would stay as long as I could, because this is the company that gave me the confidence to get out of my marriage. This is the company that started the platform for me. Like, I started the Pearl page, which ended up me becoming so successful that I could turn around and take my commission and start it into my own business, which I started my own clothing line. It was not a direct sales company or anything. I started that. That company then took off and went semi-viral. For instance, you guys know you guys know that when I've talked about the story before, when I started the clothing line, I had a goal of hitting 10,000 followers in 1 year and 50,000 in sales. And we hit 50,000 followers in 1 year and 500,000 in sales in that 1 year. So like it went almost viral. People just caught on to my mission with that clothing line. I had this mission of what I preach every day, sexism, fighting women's body issues, fighting that bullying that happens. I strategically bought sizes so that every woman on the face of this planet could feel comfortable in wearing what I had to offer. And that kind of stems from my bullying too, like it all comes full circle here. But people caught on to that mission and wanted more. And when I had to close my business's doors, it was really heavy on me because I had started this movement. And then what I realized is it wasn't about the clothes though, Megan. It was about your movement. It was about your mission that you could preach to people. Oh shit, here it comes. Here's the waterworks. I just feel so strongly to help men and women who deal with stuff like that. And I say men and women because I had men ordering those clothes too, and I would never segregate gender because of that, because that's something I believe in too. So when I closed those doors, it was really heavy on me because I knew that I was closing down this thing that everybody latched onto so much, including myself. I came out as bisexual because of this company. They gave me the confidence to do that. And then when I closed those doors, it was so heavy on me because I'm like, well, here I'm closing this thing that seems to help everybody. But I knew that there was so much, it was so much more of a bigger picture. It wasn't the clothes that people bought because that's what helped people. It was because of me. So I transformed that page into a self-help page, which it is now. And it has all those followers still on there. And it is now going to be basically the basis of my book. So if it weren't for Reveal, the clothing company would have never came. And if it weren't for the clothing company, the help page would have never came, So it's all this like stepping stone thing. That's why I say, like, don't you dare talk bad about my company like that, because it is what's given me my world right now. I would have never been able to walk out of my abusive marriage had it not been for Reveal, okay? Had it not been for making an income on my own. So don't you dare talk bad about my company, because I'm going to stand behind my company, because that's my company, that's my job. But to go back to your question, I kind of went off on a tangent. Would I stay with my company if it got big? And yes, I would, because that is what started, And now I'm not saying that I'm going to get big like Rachel Hollis. Never in my wildest dreams would I ever get big like a motivational speaker like her, but that is my goal. So at some point, 10, 15 years from now, if it does get so big that I can't do it anymore, then obviously we'll take things into consideration then. But just because I'm releasing a book doesn't mean I'm going anywhere. I got to catch up on these comments. Aw, thank you, Rosie. I sent him some good vibes. That's what I'm thinking, Brittany. Exactly. You know, and I miss the clothing line too, but I don't miss the stress that came with it. Because I was my only employee, basically. You know, I did the customer service side, I did the emails, I did the tracking, I did the shows every night that lasted 4 to 8 hours. I did all of the inventory, which was 10 90-pound boxes at a time. I did all of the shipping myself. I was up for 52 hours sometimes. I'd go nap for 4 hours and then do it all again. I was living off of McDonald's at 2 a.m. most mornings, and that was the only meal I'd eat all day. It was rough. It was stressful. It was really rough. So I miss that part of it, but I don't miss the stress behind it. Thank you, Edie, because it's people like you that really, truly made it known that it wasn't about the clothes. It was about the mission. Love you, Peggy. Thank you. And now I'm crying. I cry too much, don't I? I cry way too much. Way too much. But anyway, this was a good tangent that we got on today. I'm glad we talked about this without going too in depth. Sorry that one person had to ruin it for us, but he's gone now, so whatever. I don't block that many people, guys. I really don't. It was so exhausting. And that's the part that people didn't really see. You know, people beg and beg and beg to have that back. But like I said, I realized that it wasn't about the clothes. It was about the mission. And that's what people were going to follow me for. Now, there were some people who, especially now that I do the blogs and stuff, when I send out my blogs, they're like, get me off of this. Like, I didn't sign up for this. And I'm like, whoa, like, it's just me. It's Megan. It's the same person you watched for years. But they're like, no, I want your leggings back. I can't do this. This is ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, bye. You can remove yourself. So there are definitely people that didn't come over. Definitely people that they were there for the clothes. They were there for the cheap clothes. They were not there for the mission that we all knew and loved. But with that, I knew that was going to happen. You know, when I worked in the salon industry for about 15 years, whenever you as a hairstylist or an esthetician or massage therapist, whatever, if you go from one salon and move to another salon, you want to take your clients with you, but you have to know about 50% of them are not going to come with you. And I knew that. I knew that when I switched routes on this or switched gears on this and went a different route, I knew that probably 50% of those 50,000 followers were not going to come with me. And that was okay to me. You know, that was okay. I wanted them to understand, but I knew that they didn't need to understand because it's the same thing. It's like, you know, when trolls come on and stuff, I don't need to explain my truth and I don't need to get defensive with it. I know that you're there and I'm here and, you know, if you want to follow me, I want you to, and I'll gladly welcome that with open arms. But if that's not your thing, it's not your thing. You know, I just really hope that when the book comes out that it can get to that many people. And maybe someone somewhere can say, oh my God, that is that leggings lady that I used to watch. I told her not to send me her blogs anymore because I thought they were annoying and filling up my email. But holy shit, she just did something with this, you know? I just want the word to get out. It's not about me. It's not about my book. It's not about fame. It's not about money. It's literally, I know I'm not going to make money off this book. I just want to put that out there. I know that I won't make hardly any money off of this book, but that's not what it's about. It's about that mission that's still getting spread. It's about my story that's still getting out there. And it's about me helping women in a way that no self-help book can do right now. So if you guys want to sign up for my blog, it's mymodernmind.us.com. My self-help page is on Facebook. It's called My Modern Mind. I just do a lot of like, right now on that page, I just do a lot of like reposting of like motivational quotes and stuff. Eventually I'll get more into like promoting the book, promoting me, and kind of bring it back to the blog page. I just had to keep people engaged on that page from transitioning from the clothing company to what it is now. And the only way to really do that via social media is to share pictures and motivational quotes and stuff that will keep people engaged, sharing, liking, commenting, all of that. So that's kind of where that route, or why it took that route, if that makes any sense. Late night chats, yes. Thank you, Donna. Spread awareness, girlfriend. Yes. Amen. Amen, sister friend. Amen. So, with all that said, what are your guys' thoughts? Because I know this is kind of a talk back. I am not just the one talking on here, though. I kind of want like your thoughts on this. What about like the bullying? Have you guys suffered that too? When I was talking about the difference between being bullied, being picked on, like what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on my book? What are your thoughts on the makeup that we sell? All of that. What's been the hardest part about building a business? Finding the motivation to stay consistent is the first thing that pops to my head. The second thing is keeping your life, and your business. I'll touch on both of those. I think that the hardest part about being on the business side is keeping yourself motivated to be consistent, because we all know on social media you have to be persistent and you have to be consistent, and having that consistency is really hard sometimes. And it deals with the second part of that, where I was saying the relationship thing and keeping your life, and your business. Well, there's relationships involved in that. So like my marriage got pretty fucked for a while because, you know, I was spending a lot of time on my phone and a lot of time into the business, which was my phone. And I don't know if that's what truly caused us to go downhill and for him to do the cheating and whatever. And the abuse that happened in my marriage was happening far prior to any of this. So that was one thing. But I think that this kind of sped up the process. Let's just say that. Am I ashamed that I spent so much time on my business instead of my marriage? At first I was. I'm not anymore, because I know that abuse was happening far longer prior to that. But just in general, I mean, like the relationships that you have with your friends, with your family, your partner, you know, that's hard when you run a business. And that's hard. I find that to be hard for me to watch, like my boyfriend now. You know, there's nights where we're watching TV. I try to keep my nights and my weekends for us, okay? I try so very hard, but there are nights where I'm like, I'm hitting a goal this month. I need to get on my phone now and promote the hell out of this, or I need to answer questions, or one of my team members, oh God, she's going off like crazy. She's ready to quit. I need to talk her off a ledge. You know, like this happens all the time. And I just look at him and I just want to squeeze him because he tolerates it so much, you know, but I feel bad because I want to keep my life separate from my business. And that has been a very big learning curve, you know, especially with something that happens so fast. It's like you don't have time to figure out, do I spend more time on my business or do I spend more time on my relationship? You don't have time to figure that out. You're just along for the ride. And that's what's happened with, especially with my clothing business. That's exactly what happened with that. And I would say the majority of that is what happened with Reveal too, because that spread like wildfire, and that took off so fast that I didn't even know what to do, you know? And now here we are with a 1,200 person team. You know, there's always someone who has a question. There's always someone who needs an answer. There's always someone who needs help. And there's always customers of mine that need help. And then on top of that, I still got to do the live shows. And then on top of that, I still have to write the blogs. And then on top of that, I still have to answer messages and blah, 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 blah. It's a never ending cycle. But worth it 1,000,000%. But if it wasn't hard, everybody would be doing it. And it is hard. And I feel like I'm one of the select few who can do that, you know? It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Whoa, hold on. Bullying scares me. I was strong to a point growing up that I would defend myself even though I shouldn't have needed to. But I also remember late hard nights of crying and going to sleep into a deep depression. I remember that too. I remember being very defensive too. I felt like no one noticed me. It was me because of the pain that I felt. So now being a mom and my daughter being nonverbal, she can't tell me if something happens to make her feel angry. You are so mean and hateful. I cannot understand. Oh, girl. And it's so sad too, isn't it? Donna says, I was bullied at 14, was told I was fat. I became anorexic. I got pregnant at 15, and I feel like that saved my life. Wow. I was 88 pounds, buying size 12 in little girls' jeans, but getting pregnant made myself forced to eat. I like that a lot, Donna. I hate that it had to get to that level, but holy cow, what a transition, right? Man, I truly believe that things like that happen for a reason too, you know? I would never want anybody to get pregnant at 15 because, Lord, that's got to be hard. But you're right, that changed your life. I just got goosebumps. That's a great way to look at that. It's just like the universe just like threw that at you because they had bigger plans. Yeah, I love that. I love that a lot. I was bullied as a kid. I was a big tomboy, but I also developed young, so I looked differently and was made fun of. And also having a learning disability and was in special ed classes having kids yelling horrible things at me, leaving rude pictures and notes on my locker. Oh, girl, I feel this to a big extent with that. Now, I was kind of the opposite end of it. I did not develop ever. And I was my blog dealing with this whole bullying story. I go into that more, but that was another thing that I was picked on. I specifically remember not showering with the other girls after gym class because of one certain person made fun of the fact that I did not develop. And she told me that I had the body of a little boy, and that ruined me for a lot of years. You know, it ruined me for a long time. I'm here to tell you that definitely don't feel as bad now, but I still struggle with those body issues because of that. Like, those words, just your body looks like a little boy, can ruin a person's life so much. And especially at those young, like, pertinent years where you're really growing and trying to find yourself, like young adolescent years in high school, like that just put like a halt on all of that. So even if you ask my boyfriend right now, I literally tell him all the time, or I ask him all the time, does this outfit make me look too skinny? Because I hate being so skinny because I look like a little boy. And that is just, that was my mindset for a long time. That's still my mindset now. I have a condition where I can't gain weight because of my hypoglycemia. My metabolism is so freaking fast that I just can't. And I know a lot of women are like, oh, we'd love to have that problem. It comes with its consequences. You know, it's pros and cons to everything. What you might want to be skinny all the time, I don't want to be skinny all the time, and I've ended up in the hospital because of it multiple times because my blood sugar drops so low. My metabolism just doesn't allow me to gain weight, and it's like that with my whole family. You know, that's just hereditary, but I got made fun of for it. You know, something that I can't help. I got made fun of for. My skin. I have bad skin. I don't have any makeup on right now. I know this lighting makes it look half-ass decent, but it's not. You know, I have bad skin, but I can't help that, you know, and people target people like that when they can't help the fact that they look the way they do. Oh, here I go. They can't help the fact that they talk the way they talk. They can't help the fact that they were born with a deformity, but yet they get made fun of for it. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. Anyway, that's my life story. Welcome to Megan's world. I don't cry anymore about this because I'm sad. Like, in my personal, like, I don't cry anymore because it hurts me. Trying to put this into words. I don't cry because I'm sad that it hurts me anymore. I cry because it's so sad to watch it happen to someone else. Does that make sense? It's so sad to watch it happen to someone else. And that's why I wasn't tolerating what's his name was saying. I just don't tolerate that bullshit. I don't tolerate it. It can't happen. And God forbid this person ever has children and those kids are going to watch that. Like, oh my God. Again, disclaimer, I think very differently than most people, but I don't tolerate stuff like that. Whether it be targeting me or him saying, you know, other leaders in this company. No, you're not going to talk like that in front of me. No, man. To get me out of showering in gym class because I would get stared at and laughed at. I would wear tight sports bras. Ugh. So yeah, you and I basically were being made fun of for the exact same thing, just the opposite ends of the spectrum. Man, I get that too. I do. Hey, Debbie. Debbie, thank you so much the other night for reaching out to me on what you reached out to me for. I am so sorry that I did not see that message. I felt really stupid. Like, I opened the one message from you and I was like, wait, I read this other message? I don't know. I was like, I must have been dead asleep. When I get into sleep modes, like I fall in and out of sleep watching TV, there's always times like where I check my phone to see what time it is. I guess sometimes I just like scroll through notifications and I don't remember it. But thank you for reaching out to me on that. He's going through bullying now. He's got his hands, and now a little one popped up on his nose and the kids won't leave him alone asking what they are, right? So actually, Sierra, I have kind of an interesting story for that. Kind of along the same lines, but not really. So my younger sister, Madison, I have two younger sisters, Madison and McKenna. Madison's the one that you guys have seen online before. Two things. When she was young, so I don't know if you guys know this, but they're not my full-blooded sisters. They're my half-sisters. My mom got remarried. They decided to have more kids, so they have a different dad than I do. Their dad is still married to my mom. We're just not 100% blood related, obviously. But their dad is, I want to say German, some kind of German. I don't know. He's a very hairy man. Okay. I'm just going to say that. He's a very hairy man. So my sister got that in her blood. So when she was young, she had a unibrow. And I'm talking when she was like first grade, maybe. People were making fun of her for having a unibrow on the school bus. And I'm just thinking like, how do kids even know what that is to make fun of it? Like, to me, if I saw that at a young age, I wouldn't even know that that is something to make fun of someone for. But here my mom calls me knowing that I was in school for skincare and says, hey, can you wax Madison's in between her eyebrows because she's getting made fun of? And I'm just thinking, like, you want me to wax a first grader? But of course I did it because I didn't want my sister to be made fun of. Separate situation off of that is my sister was a gymnast for a very long time. And because of the bars and how many people touch the bars and whatever, warts get spread really fast on stuff like that. And she now has it in her body, that virus in her body, where she just gets them all the time. And I don't know specifically if she gets made fun of for it, but I look at what I see on her and I just think, man, that is prime target for getting made fun of. Thankfully, no, I'm going to backtrack that. Not thankfully. Because that is a very shallow thing to say. I was going to say, thankfully, she's one of the popular kids and people don't make fun of her. But no, that's really shallow of me to say. But in all honesty, she goes to a small school. She is kind of that top popular status. People don't make fun of her because she is that. I didn't have that luxury, guys, when I grew up. I was that awkward freaking. You got the jocks. You got the popular kids. You got the cheerleaders. I never knew where I fell on any of that, okay? It's not even like that I fell into a category. I was just like all over the place. But anyway, people don't make fun of her for that. But I look at her thinking like, man, if that were me, that would have been prime target make fun of topics. Because she gets them on her knuckles. She gets them on like any joint on her body. She gets them. And I just feel so bad. But that's just how she is now. Thank you, Debbie. You can't win as a girl. That's the thing. You literally can't. And my boyfriend says it all the time. Like, men and women get made fun of so much in the world, and they have so much that they're combating. And I completely agree, because I never segregate men and women. I never segregate based on gender. Men get made fun of the same as women, right? But he'll be the first to say, but women have it harder. Men don't have these standards that they have to live up to like women do. And it's so damn hard. You got these women who they're being called too skinny. So they try to eat. Well, now they're being called too fat. Well, then they get pregnant. Then they are too fat. But then they're pregnant, so they have to eat. And then they have the baby. And people are like, they make fun of you for not having kids, but then you do have kids. And all of a sudden after you have kids, then you blow up in weight too. You're breastfeeding, you got big old boobs, you got a lot of baby weight. Now you're too fat again. Like, we as women cannot win. We can't. There's too much society view on women. It's disgusting. It's terrible. People who have bad skin, men and women both, we get made fun of for having bad skin. We get made fun of for having bad hair. If we have eczema on our face, all of a sudden we get stared at, right? Women do have the luxury of being able to cover that up with makeup. Men don't. So all of a sudden men are targeted for having bad skin, right? But women have this thing where it's like, oh, you have bad skin, go put makeup on. Okay, well, now you put makeup on. Now you're wearing too much makeup. You look too fake. It's like, we can't win, ever. I so agree with that. They look so much, really? See, I don't see that at all. It's funny too, because I have a lot of people who tell me that we look alike, but nobody in my family thinks that we look alike. It's funny. That's exactly why women have to empower each other. And that is why this mission of mine, I feel like it wasn't even a mission. It was this movement that I didn't even know was happening. It's just people were catching on to what I was saying. And lo and behold, people felt the same way I did. And I was just so proud of that. I was so proud of that. So when someone comes in here and tells me like, oh, cry me a river, get over it. No. Like, you can go off in your own little world and do what you do with your life, but I got one life to live. Hashtag YOLO. I'm going to live it up, teaching and preaching what I feel is right in this world, because I ain't going to get this chance again, you know? So I will never have someone talk down to me like that and tell me what I'm doing is wrong, or go cry me a river, get over it. I'm just going to sip my coffee and shut up. If you work full time, you're a bad mom. But if you stay at home, you're lazy. It's exactly it, Marie. Oh my God, you get it so much. Gosh, and that's so wrong. It's just like, let people do what they want. Man, clearly I feel very strongly on this. Very, very strongly on this. Man, this was a good topic, guys. This was a good topic. I'm glad we had this talk. So just to kind of switch gears a little bit, on this page, this makeup page, I'm doing these, I call them Talk Beauty to Me. And it's like, you know, the song Talk Dirty to Me. I thought it was a fun play on words. But I do these segments every Monday. And then, you know, throughout the week, we do our makeup tutorials. We do our pearl shows. We do all of that. And I do my blogs, whatever. But the fact is, you can be me. You can be Marie. You can be Carolyn. You can be Donna. You can be Brandon, you can be my boyfriend, you can be my ex-husband, whoever you want. But fact is, there is days when you literally just don't want to do anything. And as someone who sells makeup for a living, I don't want to do makeup on my face all day. Okay? I actually don't like makeup on my face all day because I'm a hermit and I'm boring and I stay in my house and I'm lazy. That's reality. So we do these segments on Mondays because the reality is we're not wearing makeup every day. We're wearing glasses. We're putting our hair in a bun. We don't want to shower. We just want to drink our goddamn coffee, and we just want to have some girl talk. That's what I do these shows for. So we've gone on topics like this. We've gone on topics of like skincare. We've gone on topics of going to school for this stuff. We talked about freaking skin tags one day. We talked about, I don't even know what we all talk about. Waxing one day. And now we're talking about bullying because this is girl talk. You know? And men can come in too. I just call it girl talk because y'all know what girl talk is. So this is what we do. This is what I do, and this is what I want to show the world. Someone told me one time, two people, and I thought it was so weird when the first person told me this, but then when a second person told me this, I started really taking it in. Someone told me one time that you're going to change the world. And I was like, I mean, okay. And then another person told me, you feel so deeply compared to anybody else that I've ever met that you will be the person to change the world. And I just thought, like, that's so freaking weird that two people have told me that in the last decade of my life. This was like 15 years ago, by the way. And I never understood what they meant until probably the last 2 to 3 years of my life. And now that I understand that, I am not stopping until it happens. you know? So anyway, that's my story. I hope everybody enjoyed that. So if anybody else has any other things to say, we've been on for about an hour. If anybody else has anything to say or wants to talk about regarding the topics that we talked about today, bring them in. Megan for president. Whew, no. I have had a lot of people tell me I should get into politics. How do I say this in a way that everybody's not going to care? You know what? I don't care. I feel very strongly on certain political things. I have very strong opinions on certain political beliefs. But with that said, I am not smart enough to hold a political conversation with many people. I know my beliefs I can talk very strongly upon. And when they deal with political portions, I definitely can still talk very strongly on them, but I'm not politically smart, if I can just be honest. But I have had people tell me before, like, you need to get into politics because you know how to talk. And I'm just like, just let me get into motivational speaking. We can just take the politics out of it. But I know what you were saying. I do like to talk. And I just like to preach what's right. Sometimes I often wonder, like, is it really just my beliefs, or is this something that, like, I truly believe the world should be doing? And there's often times where I think that, man, Megan, like, I know this is something you strongly believe on, but I try to take myself out of that picture most days. I pride myself on being able to take a step back in situations and analyze both parts of a situation or a circumstance or whatever. And when I say, like, let me think of something that's not going to, like, ruffle any feathers. Just speaking on equality, for instance, I just truly believe that everybody should be equal. The things that I am most passionate about in my life, someone asked me one time, like, what are your 2 most passionate things in life? Ready, go. And of course, when you ask questions like that, it's got to be, like, fast. So it's got to be, like, the first thing that pops into your head, because clearly that's what you're most, passionate about. And it was the environment and equality. And someone's like, well, not animals, or not like the LGBT community? And I was like, animals are the environment. The LGBT community is equality. I believe in equality because I believe that every single person should be created equal. They are created equal, and they should be treated equal. Now, that is something that I preach day in and day out every single day of my life. Sleeping, non-sleeping, little girl, older woman. I believe in equality. But I take a step back sometimes and think, like, okay, is this just something you think should happen? Or do you truly, truly, truly think that the world should actually be focused on equality? And when I take myself back, when I remove myself from that situation, I do truly think that equality should be happening. Okay, so that is what I'm passionate about, and I will speak on that until the day that I die. I hope this is posted on your site for us to watch. I kept getting an error. This was a good video. Other than a certain person ruining it, this was a good video. Maybe I might just download this and upload it to YouTube, Denise. Could you message me real quick and tell me, just say, upload that video to YouTube. Just say it real quick in a message. That way I remember to go do it, and then I'll shoot the link over to you. Can you do that for me? Because this was a good video, wasn't it? This was a good video. I enjoy topics like this, you guys. I really do. And I'm sorry if I became rude before over anything. I was trying not to, but I don't like when people come on here and, especially on a topic that we're literally talking about bullying, and someone comes on and bullies. Like, I just don't get it. Perfect. I just don't get it. What I will say, as far as YouTube videos go, what I will say, I've been having a really hard time figuring out the that fine line of doing YouTube vlogs and, trying to make money off of being a YouTube vlogger and getting your videos out there or whatever, and posting them on Facebook. Facebook doesn't like YouTube links. Like, they actually hate them. I can post a motivational quote with the exact same thing that I'm talking about in a YouTube video, and that motivational quote will go spread over 50,000 people in a matter of 10 hours. But my YouTube video link, when I post it, it only hits about 170 people in about 80 hours. It's because Facebook like literally blocks YouTube links, and I hate that, and I haven't found a way around that yet. So if all of you guys would do me a solid and go to my YouTube page and subscribe to it, so that way anytime that I post a YouTube video, you get notified, I would really like that. It's youtube.com/mymodernmind. I try to link a lot of videos in my blogs when I publish my blogs, but you know, sometimes people don't have time to watch them, you know, whatever. But I do have a lot of good things to say. That is one thing I will say. I know I have a lot of good things to say, and I know I have a lot of people who want to listen to them. It's just getting my content in their hands is what's hard. So anyway, I think that's really all that I have to talk about today. I feel kind of good that we talked about this. I feel good that I decided to talk about the bullying issue. And even though someone kind of came in and ruined that for us, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right, guys. Well, and on that note, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'll work on getting this video uploaded for you guys because I do think this was a strong and powerful one, even though it was an hour long. Yeah. So if anybody has an hour to waste and wants to watch Megan talk, go for it. So just as a quick recap, make sure and follow my makeup page, which is the one that we're on right now. Obviously, if I upload this to YouTube, it's not the one we're on right now, but it is facebook.com/madaboutmakeup.megan. If you find, you just search for Mad About Makeup. I might pop up my crazy red hair. If not, just type in a search bar, madaboutmakeup.megan, facebook.com/madaboutmakeup.megan. And shop my website, you know, madaboutmakeup.us.com. Shop the website, help a sister out. If you want to sign up for my blog, it is facebook.com/mymodernmind is my self-help page. And then my blog page is mymodernmind.us.com. And just once again, the YouTube page is youtube.com/mymodernmind. With all that said, hopefully I'll have this book out relatively soon and y'all can go order it and I can get on Ellen DeGeneres and talk about my struggles. So that's my goal. That's my goal. We didn't even talk about Ellen today. All right. This dog is snoring on my butt right now. I don't know if you can hear her. Oh, she kind of stopped. All right. Signing off, Lesbian Salute. I'll talk to you guys next Monday on the Mad About Makeup page on our Talk Beauty to Me segments, Mondays with Megan. But as always, just keep track on my makeup page and my pro page. We do videos every single day, and we get into some fun topics. So thank you for today, guys. I really appreciate it. Bye now.